Early results show strong support for Measure B, which would phase out most short-term rentals in Cathedral City by 2023. Here's where those results stand tonight. I spoke today with Mayor Raymond Gregory on what this would mean for the city and how things are going overall right now during the pandemic. Mayor Gregory, it's good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Peter.
Looking at the early results, it looks like a majority of Cathedral City residents support Measure B, and therefore the council's decision that it made back in September to phase out most short-term rentals. Your reaction?
Well, I'm certainly encouraged by the results so far. Of course, with modern elections, votes will continue to come in for the next couple of days, and we want to honor all of those votes. So we hate to try to claim victory too early, but it certainly does look and is encouraging that the vote is going to go towards the yes.
Was there any concern or doubt in your mind that the city would have to revert to a prior set of short-term rental regulations, especially with all of the funding that the No One Measure B supporters raised?
Well, there certainly was a lot of out-of-town money that was put into the election. So, of course, we're always concerned, although the council certainly felt confident that we had heard the voice of the residents and that we had made the right decision. But when there's election, you always realize that it is the voters that get to make the ultimate call.
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised at the result. We spent more than a year hearing the voices of our residents, which of course were diverse, and weighing out what was in the best interest of the city to keep it safe, to keep it a desirable place to live. And we felt confident. It was a 5-0 vote that the residents were telling us that they needed tough regulations, which would include restricting where in the city short-term vacation rentals could operate. So I'm not surprised that the residents came through and showed us their support, but I am very grateful.
I'm curious, do you think that there will be a sort of ripple effect throughout the Coachella Valley? We're already seeing more regulations in cities like La Quinta, for example.
Yeah, all the communities in the valley are different. They often get compared, and in fact, our effort was compared to our neighbor Palm Springs. But the cities are very different and have different priorities, and the residents there have different priorities and needs. So I'm not really sure, although I think some of the concerns that we had and saw and some of the issues in Cathedral City are universal and are issues that all cities have to deal with.
So assuming that it's passed, and I know right now it's not official yet, but what do you think Cathedral City will look like in about 2 years when Measure B is in full effect?
Well, I think that the residential neighborhoods will continue to thrive as they have been. I think that those locations that are in the residential neighborhoods, we would hope to welcome long-term renters or long-term homeowners into those houses. I do believe that the council is supportive of continuing to work with the short-term vacation rental industry to try to make sure that there are proper places in the city for them to operate. Our regulations are not a prohibition against short-term vacation rentals at all. It really is just an effort to try to get them operating correctly and to have them operating in the portions of our city where it's appropriate.
Switching gears, we recently spoke with the owner of the Mary Pickford Theater, who detailed a lot of the financial struggles that they're going through right now. Does the city have any plans to help with that? And for businesses in general, what programs does the city have to offer?
Well, the city did just hear an item on the Mary Pickford extending their permit to operate their outdoor theater, which is on city property, and actually forgiving them the rent that had been promised in the original agreement through the end of May when the permit runs out. So we're certainly supportive of the Mary Pickford. It's part of our wonderful arts and entertainment district, and we'll continue to do what we can to make sure that they continue to be a part of our downtown.
Hard to believe almost that it's been nearly a year since the lockdown orders first went into effect and the cancellation of dozens of events. Where do things stand tonight in Cathedral City?
Well, we're very hopeful. that if we can all continue to do what we need to do and wear masks and practice social distancing, continue to roll out the vaccinations as we can, that we're going to see a great new fiscal year. You know, our city is known for its many festivals, including the Hot Air Balloon Festival, Taste of Jalisco, the Tejano Music Festival. Those all were canceled last year, but the council did just recently meet, and we are looking forward to renewing our funding for those in the fiscal year starting July 1st, with hopes of rolling those out as appropriate on our normal schedule starting in the fall.
All right. Mayor Gregory, we appreciate your time. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Let us know if you agree with Measure B and the decision to ban short-term rentals in most residential areas. You can take our latest poll on our website, kesq.com. The next updated results are expected to be released tomorrow.